How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Kedman Sports. Today is team number 13 of 130, meaning this is the 10% mark in Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2019 as we're creating 130 teams. So today we're going to be making the Las Vegas Gamblers, and I did create a logo for this team, but it's a 52-part logo. So that'll be a whole different video I'll do some other time if you want to create that logo. But anyways, we're getting into this team info. As I just said, it'll be the Las Vegas Gamblers, and their colors are going to be black and kind of a Vegas gold. As I've mentioned in previous videos, you can pretty much Google any color you want for an RGB color scheme. So I just kind of Googled the Las Vegas Knights, or excuse me, the Vegas Golden Knights color scheme, and just kind of went off their gold and then adjusted it for what I wanted to use. So here's that logo I created. As I said, it's a 52-parter, so that'll be a whole video in itself. If I included it here, it would probably have doubled the run time of the video. So for the helmet, we're going to make it just a solid black after we put the logos on it. The logo, you'll have to flip on the right side just because of how it works when you place it on the helmet, and then on the left side, it'll turn up the right way. Unfortunately, that's as big as the logo is going to go. I wish it could go a little bit bigger, but it still looks pretty good. And then we'll transition to actually making the helmet colors and everything. Like I said, it'll be a black base, and we're also going to do a black face mask. I think you could do a gold face mask too, but when you're working with a black helmet, usually a black face mask is going to look the best majority of the time. And then for the stripe, we're going to do both the single and the double stripe in that Vegas gold color. And the helmet's actually unintentionally going to look a little bit like the Pittsburgh Steelers, just kind of with the color scheme and when you do a solid stripe down the center on a black helmet, especially with a gold. But it still looks pretty good, especially with that logo with the white outline showing through. And if you haven't caught on, so they're the Gamblers. So the logo is actually a poker chip with the LV for Las Vegas in the center of it in gold. So then as we transition to the uniform, we'll use the Franklin font, and then we'll put Gamblers across the chest. We're going to go with a black jersey and then black sleeves as well. Just going to kind of keep black as the main base color as much as we can, because yellow base color just doesn't look good normally. For the stripe then, we're going to do the same thing as the helmet and do that solid Vegas gold on both on stripe 1 and stripe 2 to create a really bold stripe on the sleeves. And then for the collar, we're just going to make it black. I think you could do gold here, or a golden black or a golden white, or any combination along those lines. But for my purpose, I'm just going to go with an all black. So for the number, you could do gold in the center with a white outline. I've done that a few times in a row though now, I believe, or at least a lot recently. So just to kind of mix it up, I'm going to go with a white number with a gold outline, and I think this actually almost looks a little bit better for this jersey against the black. The black and gold actually remind me a lot of the New Orleans Saints also, and so you're going to start to see some of their kind of characteristics in the uniform show through, especially on the away uniform. But then for the text, the stroke, we're going to make that same gold with the color being white to kind of carry through that number look into the text as well. And then we'll transition down into the pants. And I think I'm just going to make this whole uniform a blackout uniform. I think it looks pretty good with the logo, and when you think Vegas, I think it'll really work well. And then for the stripe, we're just going to keep that same theme of doing the solid gold for both the inner and the outer stripe. And then for the socks, we're also just going to do black to keep that black going through the entire uniform. And so for the socks, I'm going to do black for the sock band and the sock stripes, not the main socks, which would be the bottom half. I think you could do black if you'd want to carry the black all the way down through the entire sock. I didn't for this purpose just because I think it would be a little too much. But if you want to do that, I don't think it would be a horrible idea. So then on the away uniform, we'll put Las Vegas across the chest. You could put LV. I know in the game's default, their New Jersey team had NJ across the chest. I didn't think it looked bad, but I like putting the full name across instead. I think it just looks more natural for a college football uniform. But anyway, as we transition over to the sleeves, we're going to put the same stripe from the home uniform on the away uniform, that solid gold for both stripe 1 and stripe 2. You could do black. I think with a black helmet, having gold on the sleeves kind of helps make it look, helps it pop a little bit more rather than having a whole bunch of black on the uniform. So then for the number, going to kind of play around with a few different ideas. I think the best option will probably be a black number. You could do a gold outline, but it kind of makes the black look a little bit more like a maroon or a burgundy. You could do a black outline, but it almost makes the number look too bolded out. So then you could also do a white outline, which then almost makes it look a little too thin. So although black might be the best for the number, it doesn't really bode well for the outline. So for the text, I'm going to play around with a different idea, and we're going to go with a gold text color and a black stripe, kind of like what we did originally on the home uniform. And I think that looks better, so I'm just going to flip the number to that as well and make it a gold number with a black outline. I was trying to incorporate a little bit more black into the jersey, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And in this case, I think it's going to look better with the gold. And really, when you're using the main color and the secondary color, if one of them is black, you can't really use the other one too much, especially on an away uniform where white's the base color, just because white and black kind of gets a little boring. So then for the pants, we're going to keep the black theme from the home jersey, and we're going to put the same gold stripe on the pants, just to kind of tie the whole uniform together. And we'll do the same thing with the socks as well, making them all black. So with that, we'll be finished with the Las Vegas Gamblers. I'm biased because I created the logo. I think you always have an attachment to logos you create yourself, but this is probably one of my favorite teams so far, just because of all the things we were able to do with it. So we've officially hit the 10% mark, but continue watching. A lot more videos to go. But as always, thank you for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, turn on post notifications, because we're going to be posting a lot more frequently here, hopefully coming up.